Well, hello there. And this is Auntie. And I am here to do my review of 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way, Season 3, Episode 14, Love is Love.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie. Everybody needs
with a whoop whoop and a boop boop.
auntie that
You can make this up.
Now, you know that these are some crazy motherfuckers.
everybody needs a sweet old auntie.
So why even bother?
Aunties and lies, sweet old auntie. Aunties that way. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Well, welcome back, everybody. And this is Auntie. And if this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for joining the channel. And to all of my nieces and nephews and my members who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. If I had to rate this episode of 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way, Season 3, Episode 14, Love is Love, I will rate this episode a B minus. Okay, yeah, this would get a B minus out of me. Yeah, I thought it was good, but it had yeah. So anyway, let's get started. The first couple that I want to talk about is Evelyn and Corey. I didn't watch it. I'm sorry for all of you all who have been wanting me to watch it. I did not watch it. I thought, why would I? This couple is already married. All they had was a ceremony. They've been going through false stuff, in my opinion. And I just was like, I'm not, like, I can't. I'm not. I can't. So I did not watch them. Okay, I apologize, y'all, but I just couldn't. The next couple that I want to talk about is Binium and Ari. So as we all know, Binium and Ari spoke to a lawyer, and the lawyer indicated that it was time for Binium to do go for his visa interview, and she highly suggested that Ari accompany him. And because of all of the things that he did and the embarrassment that she went through as a result of him turning their apartment into a nightclub slash studio, she is contemplating whether or not she's going to go. So we see Biniam, on a job site, and he is learning how to weld. And so she's like, this would be a great job for you to have in the United States if you come, if you're able to get your visa, and you could really make some really good money, right? And so she sits there and she tells Biniam that she's contemplating on whether or not she's going to go with him. She doesn't believe that she's comfortable with any of this because of what went down. And Biniam's like, but I need you. The lawyer said that it would be better if she went with Biniam, but because of her embarrassment, she has decided that she doesn't believe that this is something that she wants to do. And he is saying that this is one of the most important meetings in his life because this is going to determine whether or not he's going to stay in his child's life. And so while he doesn't want to rock the boat with her, he's walking on eggshells mixed with glass. he doesn't really fully express to Ari that, this is just really, really important. I need you to be there. And so he accepts the fact that he's going to have to probably go by himself. Well, come to find out, Ari did decide that she wasn't going to go with him, and that this was something that he was going to have to do on his own. Biniam's whole thing is that he doesn't want to lose his child. This episode was the first episode when Biniam was leaving. And, he was kissing on his baby, because I just think that he's a fantastic dad, like a fantastic dad. And so he was kissing all on the baby, and you could see, the joy that was in Ari's eyes. And when he went outside, this was the first time, in my opinion, that I ever seen her look like she is in love with him. This was the first time that I believed it. And, although she came back as she promised, America, the United States, is in her heart. That's where she wants to raise her son. And she wants to pull Biniam away from the environment that he's been accustomed to all his life. But here's the thing, Ari, when you bring him over, if he's a party boy, he's going to find the party people. It just, moving a person out of an environment will only bring you temporary control. If they are the type of people that, if he wants to find a studio, if he wants to find the hangout crew, he will find that eventually. So to bring him over here, to think that if I change this environment, I change the person, is not always true. Okay? It's not always true. We all know somebody that went through that, right? But she wants to pull him away from all the party people. She believes that their life is going to be better. I believe that their life is going to be better, probably because he's going to have more opportunities. And I don't know how successful this relationship is going to be. She said that she's already married a foreigner before, and that he, had already been denied entry or visitor's visa to come to the United States. As we all know, Biniam lives here in the United States. It appears from their Instagram post, at least, that the two of them are happy, and so I'm happy for them. But I'm going to tell you, it ain't going to be but so much longer that she's going to be able to control this man. The next couple that I want to talk about is Steven and Arlene. I can never think of what this cotton freaking girl's name is. Aileen. So the two of them is wedding day. And of course, we know that she's already picked out a wedding gown and all that kind of stuff. And so it's the morning of, and the two of them are excited. Steven doesn't really seem ready for this marriage, in my opinion. I think he's too young. Again, here we are talking about another couple wanting to be in control. She believes that marrying him and having him delete his social media is going to guarantee a successful wedding or marriage with Steven, and it's not. Again, this is someone else who thinks that they are controlling the narrative. If they change this, or they do this or do that, then they're going to change the person, and you cannot change a person. A person has to be willing to change on their own. And Steven is going along with the get along. I think that he's in love with being in love, and he thinks this is going to work out. I just don't see this couple. I've said it in the past. I don't see this couple working out with one another, because the basis in which they're getting married, she's getting married basically out of fear of losing him to another woman. But he's not reformed. He's not changed. He's just doing what he needs to do in order to get by. So anyway, it's their wedding day, and she doesn't have any of her friends there. She's hired a makeup artist and a hairstylist to come in and hook her up. And so Stephen leaves. And of course, Stephen said that she doesn't have any of her friends or family around, but he's going to go out here and he's going to pick up the neighborhood cats that she's been playing with. Now, there's 4 cats that she's been, playing with and petting and I guess feeding and everything. And he wants to have them there to, replace her family not being in there. And they're going to Skype the family in, video call the family in, but he wants those cats. So we see Steven running around the neighborhood looking for these cats, climbing trees and all kinds of stuff. Now you could tell that was produced because there wasn't a cat in the tree. You can look up with your eyes and see if it's a cat in the tree. You ain't got to climb up that mofo to find out whether or not there's a cat available. But anyway, he's running around the neighborhood. He does spot the cats. He has a bag of food. And so he, uses the food to put the cats in the cat carrier. And the cats are on their way to the wedding. And so Stephen is going to, get himself ready. She's already at the place getting herself ready. She had asked for art. She hired a wedding coordinator and, it was set outside by that same cliff that it looked like, and the ocean. It looked like, where they had gotten engaged at. And so I was like, okay, this is a beautiful, beautiful scenery and all this kind of stuff. Stephen looked very nice. Thank you so much, Brittany Lynn, for the $4.99 super chat. Those poor cats didn't want to be kept in those cages all day. Free the cats. Okay. And so thank you so much, Brittany. So when, she got there and everything, she was absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Her mother, who was against this wedding, was teary-eyed, and I don't remember seeing Stephen's parents. I'm assuming that they was there. But her mom was, I think her mom saw that she was happy, and when she saw the cats, she was excited about seeing the cats, and she said that she thought that was very considerate of him to do that for her, and I thought it was too. I can't imagine being away from family and friends on my wedding day, and it's just me and him and complete strangers and a priest and a wedding coordinator. And so if that little gesture from him is what made her smile and feel happy and feel loved, keep the cats there, take them back home and let them run. Okay. So I thought that was nice. The 2 of them got married, and we'll see. There's a tell-all that is coming next week. We'll have an opportunity to see the tell-all, and then we all can make a determination on whether or not Auntie was right again or whether or not Auntie was wrong. Because I got a feeling that the 2 of them are no longer together, because in the preview, okay, it showed her sitting somewhere and him sitting out on the cast. And so I don't know if this relationship is over or not, but I have a feeling that it is. Okay. The next couple that I want to talk about is Armando and Kenneth. The family is all there and it is wedding day. And they have decided to stay like at, I guess, some hotel Airbnb, and they've decided that they're going to get dressed without each other. We see Kenneth with his children and they're giving him cheers and all of that, and they're having that moment with him, and he's extremely happy, and they're happy for him. The dresses that they had on were absolutely stunning. I love the decor. I love the dresses. Henna, I thought that, they dressed Henna a little too grown, but the dress that she had on was absolutely stunning. She looked like a princess. And I was like, damn, why I didn't get an invitation? Okay, the vineyard or whatever the little venue that they use was just gorgeous, and it was wedding day. And of course, we know last episode, Kenneth was a little skeptical about how his father would feel about him kissing him. He thought that the father would think that it was gross. And so, he mentioned it to Kenny, and Kenny was like, everything's going to work out. And so, we see that the two of them have decided, they're behind this curtain and everything, and everybody is coming out, and there's nothing but tears and cheers and just celebration, excitement in the air. And I know that the two of them have gotten on my nerve this season, but that wedding was everything. It was, I don't have one criticism about that wedding. I thought it was spectacular. The money that they spent was well worth it because the venue was beautiful and it was conducive to happiness and joy and peace and serenity and acceptance, and love is love. I mean, like for real. That was absolutely stunning. They pulled out all the stops. They left no stone unturned. When Hannah came down the aisle with the flowers and everything, her dress was just flowing. She looked like an angel. And then they had the little grandbaby come down. He was a ring bearer, and he was just cute as a button. The daughter's hair was laid to the right side. It was appropriate for the dresses. Like, I just was like, wow. And so Kenneth and Armando was standing back to back to each other behind a veil. And they decided that when they would come down the aisle, that they would come down to the aisle together, walking together, but on opposite sides. They did not use the middle aisle because they wanted to symbolize the journey that it took for them to get there. Y'all, that was like, what? And like, I just was like, that was so creative for them to do that. I just was just taken aback. I just was like, this is absolutely beautiful. From the florals to the linens, from the table, they came down the aisle, and the two of them came in together, and Kenneth said, it doesn't make a difference what anybody thinks. It doesn't make like, don't get emotional. Armando was like, I'm seeing my man across here, and I don't care what anybody thinks. He said, this is my coming out. This is my opportunity and my coming out story. And there was no better way to do it than this. Absolutely phenomenal. But he began to say his vows, and they began to reflect on their love relationship. They really did have a lot of obstacles. But all of those mountains came down, because if you believe, if you got faith the size of a mustard seed, you can speak to any mountain and tell that mountain to move, and it will move. And those mountains move for them. There had to be somebody who trailblazed and led the way. And while they celebrated their accomplishment, they won the one that. But anyway. So Armando gave his vows to Kenneth and just was like, I'm marrying the man that I love. And then when Kenneth began to give his vows to Armando, and he talked about all his friends, I think he said in the 80s, who did not make it. I thought about how many friends I lost in the 80s. And I related to Kenneth just like that. So many of our friends, family members gone by a cruel disease. And at that time, marriage wasn't legal. People frowned upon same-sex marriages. And for me, it tied it all together in a pretty little package. And I believed in their love. Despite all the stuff that they've been going through, they brought me that, like, they drew me in like a moth to a flame. I thought about that because I'm in my 50s, and if you didn't live back then and you didn't understand what was going on in the 80s, you really need to do research and go back and see how things were. It was rough. It was a very rough time. And we're currently living in a rough time, and it seems like it's never going to end. But eventually, it will come to an end. I truly believe that time heals all things. And so when I looked at, listened to what Kenneth was saying, I was done. They kissed each other at the end. The crowd went wild. Daddy was tearing up. Mama was beautiful. His sister was like, I just want them to be happy. Daddy, they was taking the pictures, and Daddy, I had to put Daddy and Armando I'm on my thumbnail because they are truly the winners here. He said, ain't no need of him being petty and judging his son and not being happy for him, being separated from him and not allowing people to be free to live the way that they want to live. Oh my God, dog. Like I was, they partied, they had their shirts on, love is love. They danced the night away. Kenneth was a little, skeptical and really did not think that he was going to be able to get through the dance. But because his father embraced him the way that he did, he was able to get through all that. They kissed all night. They did the thing that regular people do when they get married. And I was so excited and so happy for them. Like I really, really was. Now, that ain't to say they ain't going to get on my nerve next week. But that's to say that love is love. It doesn't make a difference who you love or how you love. Just love. Because God is love. And I'm telling you, when Kenneth was like, I was fussing with Armando about all this money, but he gave him the fireworks. And just Armando's reaction, it made me feel like Independence Day. That Armando had finally gotten the freedom that he wanted. The freedom that he needed and the freedom he deserved to be exactly who he is. Out front with no apologies. None. This is love. Y'all, I'm trying to tell you, oh my God. Oh my God. It was everything. Like I wanted to be there. Like you could just feel the joy. You could feel the love, y'all. Stop playing with me. Do not play with me. Oh my goodness. I am holding back my emotions. Ooh. It was just beautiful. Congratulations. It was beautiful. They spent some money though, but it was absolutely beautiful. And last but not least, the moment we've all been waiting for. I told y'all that Jenny and Submit was married. As we all know, when we left last week, Submit was like, I pulled the paperwork back, kissed my butt, I'm going to my family's house. He went to the family's house to go and celebrate the birth of his nephew. And then when he came back, he said Jenny was asleep. So we see Submit working out, and he decides that, now is the time for him to have this conversation with Jenny. And when he sat down with Jenny, instead of Jenny being bitter and mad, Jenny apologized to Submit for handling herself the way that she did and for reacting the way that she did when she found out that Submit had pulled the paperwork back. He had stopped the application process. And then Submit began to talk to Jenny. The first time I ever seen him act like a man. And he told Jenny that he pulled it back because for him, marriage is terrifying and that it scares him, right? And he said that that's why, he pulled it back. But he said, Jenny, I want to marry you for you. He said, if I continue to pull this back and I don't marry you, then you're going to be insecure. And this is what we've been fighting for the whole time. And I don't want you to be insecure about anything anymore. Let's just go head on and do the thing because there's a fear of me losing you. So Submit, felt like Jenny was going to use that same old excuse, marry me or else I go back to the United States. And Jenny didn't play that card this time. Jenny talked to her girlfriend and her girlfriend was like, look, drop, I'm going back. But the two of them began to talk and Submit realized that he really did love Jenny. And so Jenny was like, so are you ready to talk to, the guy? And he was like, yeah. So they went and had a Skype call with him and everything. And he told him to start the process. Dude said, before you change your mind again, mofo, I'm going to go ahead on and do this on my cell phone. So Young pulled out his cell phone and he said, the application is gone. And Submit said, this is the first time that he's felt free. The first time he's felt, a boulder lift off his shoulder. But they made a decision that they weren't telling the parents because they said they did not trust the parents not to try to break the relationship up. So the two of them have made a decision that they weren't going to tell anybody about what was going on. I think that was the best move. I think that the parents would have caused drama. If not on their own, I think that they would have been pushed by production to start drama. But I'm glad that Jenny and Submit made a decision that, no, we're not going to do this. So we see Jenny go out with her girlfriend, and her girlfriend has a henna party for her. And she, puts this stuff on Jenny's skin that's supposed to make it glow. And she would have had to put that on every inch of Jenny's body for Jenny to glow. I don't mean no harm, but she need that not only on her face and her feet, boo. She need that on every inch and stretch of that body, boo. Because Jenny is, she's quite old. So then after that, Jenny, talked to the girl and she told her that, they weren't inviting the parents or telling the parents about it. And the girl was like, I think it's wrong. She said, they're the parents, you need to let them know. Again, I disagree. I think that Jenny and Submit did the right thing this time. So we see Jenny the day of the wedding. She has hired a professional makeup artist and another woman, I guess a stylist, to come in and get her beautiful. Bitch, when I tell you that Jenny was beautiful, Jenny was beautiful. She radiated from the inside out. The joy and the happiness that was in Jenny's heart to finally be marrying Submit after 9-10 years. I swear it looked like it took 10 years off Jenny. They put Jenny in very beautiful jewels. They had jewels hanging from her head. Her and Submit decided to do pink. I was like, that is fantastic. Jenny, send me that outfit to P.O. Box 2106. Y'all know I'm a pink girl. I love pink. And Jenny and Submit did the damn thing. Regardless of how she done had to beg for this. They did it. Jenny had found out that they were not renewing her visa. And I think that this was another thing that pushed cement, because it was either or get off the pot. And I think that this really, with her visa not being renewed, this really woke him up. He said when he went, give me y'all. He said when he went to his family house and he stayed the night, he had an opportunity to think about it. But I truly believed it. Not only did he have an opportunity to think about it, he was left without a choice. Either marry her or she's gone. And I think it made Cement wake up. Do you want to be with her or no? Can you live your life without her Social Security? Can you live your life without her benefits? No. You're going to be back in your parents' home. But I'm going to tell you, when she got dressed and they put all of that stuff on her, she already had her henna. They made Jenny look like an Indian woman. And she was insecure about her age and about her not being youthful. And she didn't want to make up on her face caked up and stuff like that. We know what that is as older women. Things start to, drop down. I mean, the more weight I lose, the more I see stuff dropping down. But it's all good because I'm happy. I'm happy for me. And I just was like, when Jenny got up and she saw herself in the mirror, I don't know what happened to me tonight, but I was so happy for Jenny. I couldn't get the smile off my face. And I know I have dragged Jenny all season, every season. But I was so freaking happy for Jenny, y'all. I did not know what to do. I was grinning from ear to ear. Everything that they did, I was just grinning. Because I was like, Jenny finally getting her man. When she came through that door and Submit saw her, and he was like, you're beautiful. Jenny was like, yeah, so are you. Oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so overwhelmed. I said, Jenny, we all overwhelmed. We knew this day came, but we didn't know this day was going to come. You know what I'm saying? We knew the day came, but we didn't know it was going to come. And Jenny was absolutely beautiful. She radiated with joy and happiness. I was just like, oh my God, 2 good weddings. Submit looked handsome. I loved his outfit, even his little shoes. Look like Aladdin, girl. They went on to, Submit said that they had to buy a cow or something. I think it was a calf, because they wanted to add extra blessings, because they didn't have the time based on Jenny's visa. They didn't have the time to wait the 30 days out. And so they had to get married and defy the astrologer's instructions. He told them that they could not get married in the temple. But they were like, we got to get married in the temple because we can't wait to do a civil wedding. And so because of that, he was trying to cover his bases with whomever he serves or however he serves. But my Bible tells me that it's not by good works. You can't con God into doing anything for you. He says that we are his children and he loves us in spite of, right? And so if it's in his will, not in and I know people believe different things. This is for me. If it's in his will, it's going to be. When they called the astrologer to tell him that they weren't doing it the way he said, he gave them the freedom to do it. So if Submit had just been honest and had just done that, he wouldn't have had to buy the calf. But he brought it anyway to donate. But, I think that I'm hoping that he learns how to be upfront and to be honest about things. Because when you're dishonest, it don't work out. But anyway, they went to the ceremony and there were, different things they had to do. They had to go in and feed these men. And I don't know what they are, and I don't want to be disrespectful. But Jenny said that Submit told her that they are living gods. And so they had to go in and they had to feed them this meal on a big leaf. Please put down in the comment section if you know what that leaf was. But they had to put it down, put the food on the leaf, and they had to feed each one of them until they were full, until it overflowed. On Jenny's way out, she didn't pull her dress up high enough, so she knocked somebody's stuff off the fig leaf. Okay. So, they had to go back and, fix that and all of that kind of stuff. And then they went, before the elders. That's what I'm going to say. They went before the elders. And then they had this ceremony after that. And they had, they put these leis on both of them. And they had to walk around this fire 4 times. I guess in order to burn up things. I don't know, and I don't want to make an assumption. Then they had another ritual that they had to do where they had to walk these 7 steps, and in each step he would read off something. And then at the end of the day, Jenny sat down, and the guy said that, if they love one another, he said, I can see that one is 60 and one is 30, but if they love one another, who am I to stand in the way? And who am I to make judgment? So, the elders seemed like they were very pleased to do this for them. Jenny was glowing. Jenny was absolutely glowing. That pink was just the right color for both of them. And guess what? Jenny can now say, "I's married now." She couldn't hug him and kiss him and do all of that kind of stuff. I'm sure she did it that night. She was disappointed that her kids wasn't able to be there, but because of, the pandemic, the borders were still closed at the time that Jenny got married. And so now, we all see why we have been seeing on Jenny and Submit's social media platforms that she has been there and they've been dining and doing all kinds of stuff because Jenny was married. There was no way that Jenny could have stayed in India without being married to him. A visa just ain't gonna stretch out that long. I think that she probably had more time because of COVID. That gave her a little bit more time and Submit a little bit more time to be playing around and all of that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, they were like, we're not extending you anymore. And Submit finally manned up and married Jenny. And I was happy for her. Anybody work that hard? I'm happy for you. The Bible says rejoice when other people rejoice, so I'm rejoicing when she rejoiced. And I think that Submit is going to be with Jenny all the rest of her days. I think he's going to be with her all the rest of her days. So y'all, that is the end of this review. Oh, my glasses. What I got on my glasses? Y'all let me know down in the comment section. I was trying to put my glasses on so I could read and see what y'all was saying down in the comment section about this wedding we saw tonight. But okay. Oh, it's a banana leaf. Okay. Thank you for letting us know that. Thank you. I was wondering what it was. Somebody says Sahara leaves. Is that the same thing? So they said leaf of the banana tree. Yes. Thank you. You like my hat? Thank you. I am too. Absolutely. Okay. That's really interesting, Chris. Thanks for sharing that information. So anyway, y'all, that is the end. Next week we're going to have the tell all, and yeah, let's see how that works out. That, that will be our thank you, Mary. That will be interesting to find out where they are. But anyway, y'all feel free to go off in the comments section. Tell me what you liked about the weddings. Tell me what you didn't like about the weddings. Tell me what you thought about the overall season, because I mean, this season is over and we are getting new people. I believe those new people are coming on December the 12th. So we've got about another week or so that we've got to wait for them. But anyway, I love you all so much. Y'all have a great night, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye, y'all.